So this is the Claude desktop app. So now you have the ability to chat here. So if I actually click over to this new Cowork tab, I can do a bunch of different things, and it's got some stuff out of the box. It's like create a file, organize files, crunch data, make a prototype, prep for the day. And just a very simple use case that I used, which I think a lot of us can relate to, is my desktop was a mess. You accumulate files over time as you're working. You have stuff from a project that doesn't matter anymore, right? Your desktop just starts to give you anxiety. And so what I did was I kicked off a conversation here and I said, hey, look at my desktop and give me a list of files organized by folder that have not been opened or updated in longer than 3 months, right? Look at the last time this stuff was updated and just give me a list, organize it by folder. And what you'll notice here is it ran commands in the background. So it's actually it's writing scripts for itself and executing code in the background to do this stuff. But I don't need to know any of that. I give it a very simple instruction and it reasons through all of the things that it needs to do and does this for me. And so it created a Python script, which again, if you're not a software dev, you don't even need to know what that is. Don't worry, there isn't a snake in your room. It's a programming language. But again, that doesn't matter to you. What it's doing is it's doing all of the things that it needs to do in the background. And then it goes, perfect. I found a lot of old files. Not surprised, right? And it gave me a report, which then shows up in this artifacts section. And it says, I found 6,000 files out of 23,000 files that haven't been modified in over 3 months since this date. And it's like pictures of my daughter, which I'm not going to delete, but I'm glad it flagged those. A bunch of stuff in my code folders, reimbursements and screenshots. And it gave me a report. And then I looked at the report and I said, delete all that stuff. And I just told it to do it. And it does it, right? It's just, and again, it's keeping me in the loop here. So it's informing me of what it's doing. It's saying, hey, here's what I found. Here's what I'm going to delete. Are you cool with that? I want to go a layer deeper and actually see what it's doing. I can open up the source files. I can see what it's actually working on. And it just gives me this kind of play-by-play here. And then it says, hey, successfully deleted those. Here's the files you have remaining, whatever. Gives me all the context for what it's doing. So as it's gathering context, I pointed it at my desktop. It's showing me all the screenshots from stuff that it's doing as it's working. It gives me the output in an artifact. It monitors progress here. And the mind-blowing thing about this is if I needed it to do something really complicated, it could spin up a bunch of different sub-agents to delegate these tasks to, and I'm going to be able to monitor all that progress as things happen. So that stuff happens in the background. If I approve it, I don't need to worry about what all of these individual agents are doing or what all of these tasks are that are happening. And this is probably the simplest bare minimum use case for something that you can do with this that is also incredibly useful.
Wow, this is really powerful. It's like how we talked about the OK Computer example on Star Trek last time we were speaking about how you can just, in that sense, science fiction, didn't matter if you were talking to the thruster room to make the spaceship move faster, or you wanted to page to somebody down in the infirmary. In these science fiction things, you could just say, okay, computer, and it kind of knew what system to use. It knew what we're referencing, and then it would do the thing. And what you've shown here is just that. Because it's a desktop application, you download the Claude app for your computer. And then that gives it the ability to do things on your physical computer. And you also have the extension, so it can handle the things that are going on in your Chrome browser. You don't have to tell it, I need you to come up with 5 agents, 1 agent for this, 1 for that. It does smart things like create the sub-agents that it needs to create. And it has access to tooling because you give it approvals. One thing that I noticed when I signed up for it is it really went heavy. Like, are you sure you want to approve all this? And I'm a really YOLO kind of guy when it comes to tech. If you're going to make my life easier, take my data, hold my beer, you take the wheel. Like, I don't care. So I gave it all these permissions, but this thing must really be powerful because they were really like, are you sure you want us to do this? Is this the most powerful thing on the internet right now? And we can really do a lot. I'm like, yeah, you don't have to check Wikipedia.
Yeah, whatever. Just let it rip. It's like that 40-page legal contract where you have to initial every page.
Yeah.
But that's actually a really good point. Like, for anybody who wants to understand how powerful this stuff is, first of all, they're very good about asking for permission to do things. You can configure it so that it can do certain things automatically, but it always asks for permission to do other stuff. a common example there is like, if it ever is going to delete a file, you can be like, please always triple check with me that I do want to delete this file, and it will check. But just the fact that you can configure it with all these permissions and it has the ability to do all these things speaks to how powerful this can be. But now I'm going to try to share, here it is, 7 insane use cases. So this is from ucstrategies.com, and I'll narrate these for the people who are not watching this on YouTube, some of the things that this can do. So instantly clean up and organize a messy desktop. Check. We just talked through that. Create fully branded presentations from existing assets. You can already do this with other tools like ChatGPT or whatever, but you have to upload them or those files, or find the files that you're looking for. In this case, you can just say, hey, use all of my folders or all of my files from X project on my computer, make me a deck, do this. And again, because it can spin up these sub-agents to do the work, it can find those files and it can do this for you, no problem, right? So you don't have to find everything yourself. Editing and repurposing videos for social media. It can edit video files on your computer, resize, crop, add audio cues, compress content, prepare files for posting. It can automate social media posting end to end without using third-party software.
Wait. Oh, stop, timeout on number 3 and number 4.
It can control the browser. It can control programs on your computer.
Okay, for those who are listening, who just enjoy our amazing content, we have full-time jobs, and Justin has a full-time job, and he's also getting his master's on top of his master's, and he's a dad, and he's a pro athlete. If 3 and 4 are legit, I have more time than you, but I still feel like I don't have enough time. If 3 and 4 are legit, I can save this podcast a ton of effort. Do you really believe it could do that? Or is that stuff that's like, it would work really cool in a demo, but like practically it's not going to be that great? What do you think?
So I know that this is possible in Claude code today. And again, this is just Claude code with mustache glasses on in a friendlier UI, right? Like this is Claudette code.
Yeah, it is Claudette. Okay, yeah, yep.
So 3 and 4 are legit. Learning your clicks and repeating them. So hey, remember when I was on that website the other day and I had to go through that 6-step process? I have to do that every week. Can you automate that for me? And it'll create a little thing. It'll be like, is this what you want to do? Yes, these are the instructions. Boom. It can learn your clicks and repeat them.
Whoa.
Right? No longer do you have to download like mouse jiggler software to make it look like you're working at remote jobs, right? You can just boom.
They make stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's real. It's real. It is a real piece of software.